What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Observant Lineman. And today we got something a little bit more special for you guys. As you know, I am a huge Star Wars fan, and the Rise of Skywalker trailer has officially dropped. It dropped as they said it would, right at the halftime mark of Monday Night Football. Patriots are destroying the Jets. Nobody cares. But for this movie, there is so much riding, so many things that need to be accomplished, so many wrongs that need to be righted based on the absolute travesty of The Last Jedi. But I am here to give you my reaction to the trailer. Now, I've watched the trailer, but I want to break it down a little bit, give you a little bit of a more in-depth reaction here. A lot of things going on in the trailer, obviously. You start out with Rey training on some jungle planet. I'm thinking maybe this is Endor. Maybe this is Endor. Not sure. But it looks like a landscape that's reminiscent of what you see out of Return of the Jedi. Now, I get it. They're trying to kind of fill in that big gap in Rey's entire arc about how she's able to use the Force in such an efficient way with such little training. And I think that this is acceptable. I think it's acceptable whenever you're talking about, Jedi training and what they do to get to sharpen their skills and sharpen their abilities. If she spends some extended time, in this phase in the movies chronological setup, then, I can live with that. I can live with that. But we see her going through a lot of training here, and something a little bit weird here that I'm thinking about is what exactly is this behind her? It looks like she's inside of the remains of the original Death Star, because right here, and it's hard to really tell from just one cut of the trailer, but watching it in motion, this looks like it could be that little walkway that Obi-Wan was on in A New Hope when he was shutting down or helping the group of Han, Leia, and Luke disable the original Death Star before Obi-Wan got into his battle with Vader. It kind of looks like it could be that little space that he was walking around, shutting down stuff, and then going across to meet up with his friends. So, could this be part of a flashback? Could this be part of her training or could this be a portion of the movie where she finds the actual Death Star and it's later in the actual movie in the third act? Just skipping through here, you got a little bit of Finn, who I'm so disappointed in how they handled his story arc. Didn't really give his story the fitting end that it could have had on a few occasions. They didn't go into anything in regards to him having any kind of Force abilities, which I really hoped that they would have. They didn't really flesh out his story. There was a lot of contradictions in The Force Awakens. There was a lot of nonsense in The Last Jedi. But it looks like he's just a full-fledged warrior here in this trailer. Now, moving on, this scene right here, this is kind of where I started to have little twitches about this trailer. I understand that J.J. Abrams is, trying to patch up what's been going on with the Star Wars brand as far as the movies go. But I feel like he just continuously reaches into the nostalgia box to try and reel us in. And, even with the John Williams theme song and all these different clips in this trailer, I constantly got that feeling of this is a nostalgia clip. Like, this is These are clips that are just reminding us of similar occurrences throughout the past original trilogy movies, where they always gather up in some area, cooped up in some area, claustrophobically packed in, discussing battle plans and whatnot. And I mean, I guess, right? I guess, but is it anything new? Are we evolving the story any? I just don't see it. I don't see it in this. Not in this part. So obviously, oh, look who makes a special appearance. Rose Tico! She's back! They've been, kind of ragging on her, taking her off all the merchandise, getting her off all the shelves. Poor thing, I mean, it's unfortunate, but I mean, hey, this is the Star Wars fandom you're dealing with. You got to do, if you can't deal with all that heat, you got to get out the kitchen. But, again, just a lot of things that are run of the mill for a Star Wars trailer. And, I'm not trying to rag on the trailer. I don't think that it's necessarily a bad trailer. I just feel kind of meh. I mean, they're on a forest planet, which is nostalgia. Now we're on an ocean planet, and it looks like Rey is here on the ocean planet. It looks like she's actually on the Death Star. This is the part where they go towards the Death Star, and it looks like, she's waiting in the mist, waiting amongst the waves for Kylo. So we get Kylo, he comes in, and I'm like, dude, put your mask on. Put your mask on. He looks like a wet poodle standing out here in the rain with this all black on, with no helmet. He doesn't look like a badass. He doesn't look intimidating. I love the lightsaber, not gonna front, but it doesn't look intimidating. I mean, it's just meh right there. And then we have what looks like a city. And it looks like the city is actually, wow, this is weird. Okay, so on the top part of this, it looks like just ice, right? But if you look down on this side, it looks like cities. Like there's a city under this horizon point right here. But again, there's not any real context you can put into this. So how do you explain how is this explaining what's going on in the movie? I mean, I hoped to get out of this trailer a little bit of an understanding of what's going on. What is the storyline of this movie supposed to amount to? What is it going to, what are they trying to flesh out? And it's just a lot of clips. It's like a sizzle reel. So it's a little bit hard to really get a grasp on that. Now, this is interesting here. This looks like it may, like it's a throne of some sort. It's not the Iron Throne, but it's a throne, and maybe reference to Palpatine. I mean, his voice does come in that. And then here's where things start getting a little bit crazy. You start having these Star Destroyers that are coming out of the ground. How they're not getting damaged is beyond me, but hey, it's a sci-fi. Suspend your belief, right? Now, if you look, and I saw this earlier today, if you look right here on this right side, that's the main ship from Star Wars Rebels, which I thought was pretty interesting. That's pretty dope. So that means they're kind of connecting the canon characters subtly in this trailer. And of course, at the forefront is the old bucket herself, the Millennium Falcon. So we all kind of understand and know where that is. You got a shot here of Chewie and Finn and Poe coming into the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. But look at this piece right here. What is this? I feel like some of the leaks may have been pointing to this as being an important piece that they had to gather in order to find Palpatine. So this may be something that very well is paramount to the progress of the story. So, that's a little tidbit there. And if you look, they're all coming in and they're kind of looking at it. I don't know if he's looking at it right there exactly, but it looks like they're looking at that piece. But I mean, what is she smiling at Chewie for? What did he do? You know, I think they did a little bit with her look in this trailer. I think they did a little bit with her look, kind of you know, kind of giving her a more natural look. I can dig it. I can dig that. You know, it looks good. You want to update every movie. Now here we got, you know, man, I just don't like her style with the lightsaber. I feel like they should have given her a more finesseful style. You know, the lightsaber is the civilized weapon of choice for the Jedi. They use that lightsaber as an extension of their body. And if you pay attention to how she's using the lightsaber, she looks out of control. She looks like she doesn't really know what she's doing. Just a lot of baseball swings. Swing, swing. I mean, you know, just not really. I mean, you can see the style at least a little bit in Kylo's, I mean, not even really there either, but, you know, just more sizzle clips, Now we have the Death Star here, and you have the product placement. This is going to be a toy. This is a toy. This is what they made this for, to be a toy. And clearly this creature is doing something to repair C3PO. And of course, he makes a remark about friendship, about last time he gets to see his friends. Now, this is one of the characters that I'm also interested in finding out more about. I think, if I remember correctly, this is, I can't remember the name, but nice get up. You see the new little robot toy here. This is all product placement. You know, those are things that are very important to Disney, obviously. So we get our little scene with 3PO. R2-D2 gets a pat on the head, but I mean, where's the R2-D2 action at? Like, is he not getting involved in the fray like he did in the first, 6 movies? I mean, bring him in, bring him on, let's do it. All right, so here you got them running through a hallway. Here you have Leia and Rey, and this is coming from the Force Awakens movie. They pulled out parts from Force Awakens that they'd already shot and left on the cutting room floor, and they are using that to try and place her back into this movie because, unfortunately, as we all know, Carrie Fisher died. Today was her birthday. R.I.P. Carrie Fisher. But you know, we're holding on. We're holding out hope for this last movie. We're holding out hope. Of course, you've got another desert planet chase. That's something that we always see. You got the battle in space. You got Lando and you got Chewie back in the Millennium Falcon, which is always a good thing. But you know, I feel like, and this to me was just this was the cringe part of the trailer, in my opinion. This was the cringe part. Riding horses. I mean, seriously? We're riding horses? Is that what we're doing now? Is that they just bringing out all the stops? Where are you going to find horses that are going to be able to run up these huge, I mean, intergalactic ships that are the sizes of small cities? Where are you going to find a way to get those horses up there and run them on the side of it? I guess we'll find out, but geez Louise, I mean, that was not necessary, I didn't think. And of course, here we have, this looks like the throne room. This looks like the throne room in the Death Star. So this may be this may be the first or the second Death Star. We don't know exactly. They haven't really filled us in on that. And, you know, I really feel like it was a missed opportunity with Poe. Here's a little scene of him running up. He's about to yell Rey. How many times does he yell Rey a movie? He yells Rey like 4 times each movie. Like, Rey! I mean, come on. But this is an interesting part right here. You know, it looks like they're destroying something together, which means they're working together, which means he redeems himself or is redeemed back to the light side, potentially. But this is clearly an artifact or some sort that they destroyed. maybe the leftover corpse or the charred remains of Darth Vader. Maybe. We don't know. But just moving forward, it's all out war. Palpatine is back. Palpatine's got everything, ready to go against our heroes here, Rey and Kylo. And they're hiding his face here. So I'm a little nervous about this. When they hide your face, or when they hide the character and make it seem like that's him, make it seem like this is Palpatine, please don't tell me that he's like an AI. Please don't tell me that he's like just a head in a bottle or something. I mean, I have a real problem with them even bringing him back to begin with. But if they're going to do it, just do it in a somewhat like digestible fashion. I mean, you're already kind of destroying the entire importance of the Anakin Skywalker sacrifice, the Luke Skywalker sacrifice. Those are kind of destroyed with him even being in this movie. So let's try and make it digestible as we can, please. But, I don't know what, I'm assuming right here, maybe she's seeing a Force ghost. Maybe she's seeing Luke's Force ghost. Who knows? We're not really privy to all of that as of yet. This is just the trailer. This is to get you reeled in. This is the nostalgia trip to get you reeled in. But we'll see. If I'm going with my gut right now, I'll give this trailer, I'll give it a C+. I'll give it a C+, B-. Just because it's a nice, it looks like it's been filmed nice. It looks like they're trying, but at the end of the day, it doesn't raise my hype to see this movie. I'm going to go watch it, no doubt. But I'm not going to go watch it with the same kind of anticipation that I had going to go watch The Joker. And that is the big difference. Joker presented something new, presented something interesting, and, that drew me in. This, on the other hand, it's Star Wars. I mean, we've seen one Star Wars trailer. We've seen every Star Wars trailer when it comes to this new sequel trilogy. So hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the Observant Lineman, Uche Nwaneri. Hit the notification bell so that you can receive notifications each time I drop a video. Appreciate you guys checking out my breakdown of the Rise of Skywalker trailer. I will catch you all on the next video. Peace.